In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your front CV axles on a Jeep Cherokee with a 2.4 liter engine. They are located behind the front wheels. You want to raise and support your vehicle safely. You want to take out these 5 19mm bolts. They are not lug nuts. Put this back in by hand a little bit so the wheel doesn't fall off when you take that 5th one out. You want to take this axle nut off first. It is a 36mm. Make sure that axle is moving freely in the wheel bearing. We're going to take off this lower ball joint nut. Once we take that lower ball joint nut off, we want to thread it back on a couple of threads. Get your lower ball joint tool, install it, tighten it up, and it did. After taking off this lower ball joint nut, you want to pry down on this lower control arm. You can use a clamp like this with a pry bar, install it like so, and just push down. All right. You want to push down and pull that ball joint out and shut it off to the side. Just make sure you don't ruin your boot for your lower ball joint. So now you just want to push on the knuckle outwards, pull that axle out. In order to pop that axle out of the transmission, you're going to have to take off this shield. The shield is held on by a bunch of 10mm bolts. Now remove your shield. Now you put a pry bar in here and you just pop the axle out. This is where your axle came out. There is a seal here. You want to get that nice and clean for when the new axle goes through, doesn't grab on it and rip it. So a little bit of spray, a little bit of cleaner. Just check your seal, just make sure it's not ripped or damaged. After we cleaned and inspected our seal and everything was good, we install the axle. After you push the axle into the transmission, you just want to give it a little tug. Just make sure it's seated, because if it's not seated, it's going to fall back out. If you do have problems putting that axle in, you can put your nut back on here and tap it with a rubber hammer to seat it. Before you put your axle back into your knuckle, you might just want to throw a little anti-seize on there. It'll help you push it through the knuckle. And you pull your knuckle back through the hole and seat it. After that axle gets put through the knuckle, you want to pry down on that lower control arm so you can slide that low ball joint in. Nut on, lower ball joint, snug it up. That gets torqued at 18 foot-pounds with a half turn. We're going to put our axle nut on and torque that down to 148 foot-pounds. Now you take your lug bolts off. After your axle nut is torqued down, you want to peen this part over, that way it doesn't back out. You can take a punch and a hammer and do it easily. Installing that lower splash shield, tuck it underneath the front bumper, make sure it's all the way under. Start these bolts so it doesn't fall. Once you get all those 10 millimeters back by hand, you just want to snug them. And for your reinstall, line up your holes, put these in by hand so you don't cross thread. And give them a snug. Now that we have our wheels back on the ground, we're going to torque these at 100 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.